are two sides to every coin, which seems to also be the fate of Benedict Wong, the Sorcerer Supreme from Earth-616 within the MCU. And knowing just how big of a part he played up until now, I think he deserves a standalone movie as the titular character. Which brings me to today's first look into the chances of us getting a Wong movie. Enjoy! From whichever perspective you look at him, Wong has to be one of the fan-favorite characters of the MCU. Not only because of just how crucial his actions in past events were, but also because of the lightness the character brings along with him whenever he takes the scene. Wong was given a huge task right from our first sighting of him, as he became the highly protective keeper of some of the most valuable books in the MCU, after the previous librarian was killed by Cassius and the Zealots. This is also when Wong met Stephen Strange and assisted him in his studies. Wong was also at the front lines when Cassius tried to unleash Dormammu on Earth, straight from the Dark Dimension. The battle was won, but as an aftermath, the Ancient One lost her life. And so, with the conflict over, Wong joined Doctor Strange in protecting the New York Sanctum. Wong's next involvements in battle include the time when the Black Order arrived in New York City in search of the Time Stone, fighting alongside Iron Man and the others, forced to stay behind and protect the Sanctum after Doctor Strange was kidnapped by Ebony Maw. And when Strange perished along half of the universe, Wong rightfully became the next Sorcerer Supreme. 5 years after this, in 2023, he is one of the transporters of the revived Avengers in the final battle against the alternate Thanos, and there was no sighting of Wong ever since, up until 1 year later, when he appeared as a regular fighter at the Golden Daggers Club in Macau and is fighting Abomination, whom he kidnapped from the Damage Control Supermax prison, only to get him back after the fight. However, one interesting detail that I cannot overlook, no matter how hard I try, is Wong's importance to the upcoming events, especially the ones involving Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings, an ancient and very powerful artifact that Wong wants to know more about, as depicted in the Shang-Chi and the Legends of the Ten Rings movies post-credit scene. But more on that some other time. After his whereabouts with the Ten Rings, Wong somehow learned that Wanda Maximoff is in fact the prophesied Scarlet Witch, and that she is hunting America Chavez because of her powers to travel the multiverse. Wong's latest adventures include surviving Scarlet Witch's attack on Kamar Taj, but not after. He tells Wanda about the Darkhold's origins at Wundagore Mountain. After assisting Doctor Strange in his battle, and all the dust has settled, Wong took Chavez with him, who decided to stay in Wong's universe under his care and training in the mystic arts, like every Sorcerer Supreme ever would. So, with all of this in mind, let's shift our focus towards Wong and his chances at being put in the spotlight, finally moving away from the sidekick role he has been given. Not that it doesn't suit him, we just want more of him, right? But before I do that, make sure to hit that like button if you haven't done so already. And with that out of the way, let's continue. Only a few franchises managed to expand as far as Marvel Studios, with their take on the MCU, reaching every single corner of the world. And regardless of how some people might feel about the MCU or the superhero projects in general, it is indisputable that Marvel managed to make all of their characters work, including the infamous Wong. Many people started making jokes about Doctor Strange being the actual Sorcerer Supreme. But it is not just power, but rather the responsibility Wong held when Doctor Strange was gone for 5 years. As I mentioned before, one of the biggest reasons why we need a Wong project is because of just how well Marvel Studios managed to tease his appearances throughout the history of the MCU, particularly Phase 4. And the project itself does not necessarily need to be a full movie or TV series. After all, the MCU is getting a little crowded right now, with projects constantly debuting. In short, moving away from all the projects, one could easily fit in a 1-hour special of some sort, something that was made possible ever since the Disney Plus streaming platform came to be. Furthermore, being part of the MCU could serve Wong and Marvel well, as he could be the one to somehow unite the characters like Moon Knight, Blade, Werewolf by Night, and many others like them, especially since Wong's achievements with the recent events from surveillance on mystical beings, all the way to elements, and all of the other phenomena that are happening around him. Warning, there will be spoilers up ahead from the She-Hulk series that is currently releasing an episode every week. And with that out of the way, let's dive right in. Remember that I said every coin has two sides? Well, despite stealing scenes here and there, and especially in the latest 4th episode of the She-Hulk Disney Plus series, Marvel might look to kill Wong soon. Yeah, I know, it is a harsh thing to say, but hear me out. As time passed, Wong's role in the MCU has become even more crucial and larger at the same time. And with all of his work up until this point in Phase 4 of the MCU, there have been a lot of comparisons between him and Agent Coulson. As proved by Marvel, being a fan favorite and a character who has a lot of connections is not always a good thing. Loki kills Coulson, which was the thing that brought many individuals together towards the same cause. This is also the case with Wong. His meddling with MCU's Phase 4 got him smashing that subscribe button and ringing that notification bell. But in all seriousness, it brought him with a lot of people even closer, and him having even more connections within the MCU than ever before, which could tease that Wong's death is inevitable as soon as the upcoming chapter of the MCU. If Wong is in fact going to die, the 2 upcoming Avengers movies could be the place where we might see the entire thing. Both of the movies, Avengers The Kang Dynasty and Avengers Secret Wars, will surely feature more deaths than ever before in the multiverse saga, and Kang the Conqueror there to make his presence known by killing some individuals, or in this case, Wong. Thus, him being associated with the team based on his recent endeavors and his impending doom could be 2 of the main reasons for a different iteration of the Avengers to assemble. Even if Wong survives the events of the first of the 2 upcoming Avengers movies, his fate in Avengers Secret Wars will definitely be in question. The other thing I want to mention is the target that Marvel put on Wong's back by making him the Sorcerer Supreme, a sudden change that could have been interpreted in order for Doctor Strange to be the next Sorcerer Supreme, a duty that probably awaits him further down the line when Wong is no more. Wong's death could also pave the way for some new sorcerers, including the likes of Clea and Brother Voodoo, and them to step up when the threat arrives. Whatever the case may be, I think that I will be saying for everyone here that Wong is one of the most famous characters within the MCU, despite him not being the central character in any of the future movies he is in. And with all of this before you, what are your thoughts on Wong's future? Do you think that he will continue to charm us for a long period of time? Or is his demise more than certain to happen in the upcoming events within the MCU? As for where you might see Wong next, well, considering that he is in almost all of the latest projects of Marvel, we should not be surprised to see him appear in the upcoming Black Panther Wakanda Forever movie, or lastly, in Ant-Man Quantumania. But look no further than that. See you in the next video.